One day.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Joe. You're watching Inside Out Talks. I'm here today with
Talis, Tashawn,
Chanel.
Martel.
So, I want to ask you guys a series of questions. Feel free to answer and pop in at any time. Yeah? I want to know where your style comes from and where you put it in your design.
For my design, thank you. For Locked In, I think mine is touching on like what I love most is like street style. I've always been sort of like a skater, sort of like into graffiti, art and stuff like that. So that's how obviously I've incorporated it into my design as well.
For my design, Cold Hearts, I based it more so on my emotive language and how I've been throughout my life, very cold-hearted, very disconnected socially. So that was the basis of my design. In terms of my personal style, I would say usually it's very casual. I wear a lot of coordinated items, and yeah, that's my personal style.
For my design inside, for Inside Out, it's all about my life journey and what I've been through and where I am today.
Touching on what you just said there, I want to ask you guys, when you guys were in prison, what would you say was the difference between when you started and when you came out? How did you feel? How did life feel in general? Who wants to go first?
I'm not gonna lie, Greg, you're putting me off.
That's alright. Just pretend I'm not here if you can.
No, but it's like this. It's like, have to be zoomed in. Like, can't you zoom in? Like, and you got to go on there zooming in and.
So you want to zoom in? I'll give you zoom in.
Before I went inside, I smoked a lot, I drank a lot, and I was just on the wrong path. I had a lot of anger issues, antisocial, and a lot of other things in the background of that. But once I got sentenced, it's not that I was happy being inside, but it helped me change and move forward with my life. Like, it helped me quit smoking, it helped me with my anger issues, it helped me socialize, being able to socialize more and speak my mind. Like, I used to hold a lot of things inside, like how I felt I wouldn't be able to speak about the things I wanted to really speak about, so I would hold them in. But now I can just speak and say what I want, really. So yeah, that's what I am.
I think for my prison journey, initially I didn't really think much about the sentence. It was a massive shock. I'd never been to prison before, so I was always going off like third-person stories, the experiences they had. But when it was my time to actually get sentenced and go to prison, I didn't really know what to expect. So getting such a long sentence for a first-time offence, in a way, it definitely hit home. But like I said earlier, because I'm quite numb to these things, I didn't really have any emotions towards it. I didn't have like a massive outburst. I wasn't really too angry. Like, I just kind of got on with it because the amount of stuff that I've done, I just thought, well, it's all come to pass now, and this is what I've been given. So I just got on with my sentence, maintained family ties, and just prepared for when I was out. So yeah, for me, I don't know. Obviously, it was sad for my family, but I didn't really feel much, to be honest. I just thought it's part and parcel of the decisions you make. So you just take responsibility and carry on going.
Alright, when you guys were coming out of jail, or whatever jail you was in, what did you think was your biggest obstacle that was in your way that could stop you from going from A to B or bettering yourself?
So for me, I didn't think I had a big obstacle. All I was thinking about was, how am I gonna make my brand a success? How am I gonna make my own brand, Ignatius, a success? That's what I was thinking about. Because I'm somebody that always had a job, so I didn't think it would be hard for me to get work. Not only that, I knew a lot of people that I've worked with, and they'll be like, oh, when you come out, just get in contact with me, I can get you a job. So I wasn't worried about getting a job. I was more worried about making a print on life, on society. How am I gonna become successful? Because I wasted a lot of time growing up, and which made me end up in prison in the first place. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, I just wanted to, like, in my head, I just had a lot of drive and to make my life a success.
That's a good question, bro. I think on release from prison, there's a lot of obstacles. A lot, like ones that you won't even consider. So, for example, like my personal experience, my mum and her previous partner were going for a breakup there, and everyone took sides when I went to jail. So when I went to jail, like there was family members that I was cool with before that were now saying like, "Oh my God, like how could you do that?" Da, 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 da. So they turned their back on my family. So little things like that were obstacles that I'd never considered. The ripple effect that your sentence has in terms of family. My little brother, for example, so now certain times I'm trying to guide him, trying to tell him. He's like, you can't tell me nothing. How can you tell me nothing? You meant jail for how long, right? So those were obstacles that I never considered. Obviously, there's the conventional ones, so probation, license conditions, GPS tracker, all the normal stuff, accommodation, like employment, like you were saying. But generally speaking, I just think if you have the right preparation skills, and you've got a plan set in motion, and you go out and you're dedicated to it, you can kind of overcome any obstacle. I think we've all done it, so it's definitely possible.
This question's going to be for everyone, so I want everyone to answer. Yeah. What does freedom mean to you? What does it look like? Because everyone's freedom's different.
Priceless.
What do you mean by priceless, bro?
I've got kids in it, so like when I was away, it's the only like real thing that really that you miss spending time with.
Freedom. I think freedom is a hard concept to grasp. Where we are right now, obviously in the world. I do feel like everybody should be able to, do what they want, feel how they want, express themselves how they want. So that's obviously important. Unfortunately, I feel like there's quite a barrier to freedom for certain people. Like there's always going to be a set of people that are going to find having freedom comes as just a given. But for others, it doesn't come so easy. We are held back quite a lot. So freedom, I feel like, should be extended to everyone if it exists. Yeah.
So freedom for me, like Martel said, is priceless. Yeah. Before I went inside, I obviously took a lot of advantage of freedom. Let's say, like, I never took it into consideration. I never took like being able to go to my refrigerator and get a glass of water.
Yeah.
Or being able to just walk out of my house and go and get a takeaway, or go and see my friend, or spending time with my kids. I didn't appreciate that. So when it was taken away from me, it was a big thing. It actually hit home, and then I started I had so much time to take in everything I took for granted. So yeah, freedom is priceless.
Yeah, I think something that I've well, I think definitely like it's something you take for granted. The little things like hearing birds, seeing your local boss man. Like when I got released, I felt like a tourist, to be honest with you. Like I was going into restaurants, I didn't know what to order. I didn't know what was good anymore. Everything I knew was on a canteen shoot and got that once a week. Like I didn't know what was going on outside. I bought a wallet. I was running around with a wallet like an old man. Like I didn't know about Apple Pay and these things. So there was a lot of things that I was so behind on. Like even fashion, like we're all designers here. Even fashion, people are telling me, "Yo, you need to throw that away, bro. We don't wear that no more." And I'm like, "Huh?" Like, okay, cool. So freedom, I think, just being able to experience life as much as you want to, like freedom. Your freedom might be being by yourself. It doesn't have to be like being in the mix, or your freedom might be being with your family, being with your kids. Your freedom might be just accomplishing things. Like for me, I feel calmest when I've got a lot on my plate and I've got a lot to do. So I guess freedom is different for everyone, but I definitely feel that it should be something like attainable, something able to achieve, not too far gone. Like everyone always says like financial freedom, but financial freedom's relative to everyone. Like if you go to a third world country, his financial freedom might be not having to walk for 2-3 miles to get water, and it just being outside his hut. Having shoes to play football instead of doing it barefoot. So.
And if you guys had 1 minute to speak to the people who are directly in power, what would you say to them, and what would you say to them? Like, how do you think they can help us, whether you're in prison or leaving prison, like to the government or whatever?
So on that note, there was one thing I heard Inside Out speaking about, being able to have housing, because a lot of inmates are actually homeless once they're released, sometimes ending up leading back to being inside. Oh well, you know what, I'm homeless when I'm outside, but I get arrested, I get free meals, I get to go gym, you know. They're happy to go back inside because they're homeless. They don't have nothing on the outside. They don't have a job. Forced them back into crime. So something is got to be done on that. Job wise, housing. Yeah, like places like the Hub is really good because you could just show up at the Hub and you could get something to eat and speak to someone about anything you got going on, any problems you got, and they'll be able to help you with that. But job wise, that is a struggle for a lot of people, and housing. So yeah.
So speaking to the government, I think going back to like the old adage of, you know, how the government, you know, works for us, the people, I think it's become increasingly clear that they don't work for us. So I would kind of just implore them to work with us. I think user experience is a lot more. It's a lot more important than, let's say, like independent people coming into prisons and like doing a report and like going in for a day, seeing like how it runs, and then going back and kind of making your decisions on how the system works. I feel like if you don't, like you said, know people who have been through the prison system or been through it yourself, it's very hard for you to know what the wants and needs are of the people that are actually using the system. So working with us is what I would implore them to do more.
Thanks everyone. It's been a pleasure. I've been Joe, your host, and this has been Inside Out Talks.